participation in the life of our church. In an address 2 years into his presidency, he recalled President Lincoln's response at the height of the Civil War when asked if he thought the Lord was on Lincoln's side. And Lincoln responded, "My concern is not whether God is on our side, but whether we are on God's side." Make no mistake about it, George Bush was on God's side. It's why, together, we carefully chose the lessons for this service, which I hope you'll take home and read and reflect upon. There are lessons that bespeak of the love of God and the comfort of God and the hope of life eternal given to us through his Son, Jesus Christ. Martin of Tours is the patron saint of this parish. He's best known for tearing his cloak in two to cover a barely dressed beggar. He did so impulsively, instinctively, knowing that it was the right thing to do. Only later was it revealed to him in a dream that his selfless act had clothed Christ himself. Now, those of us fortunate to worship with Georgia and Barbara Bush here witnessed a similar selflessness. As we worshiped together, they never made a show or a fuss of arriving, worshiping, or leaving. They loved to spend time with the members here. They had a favorite spot right over there, but if they arrived and someone had beat them to it, they never created a problem. In fact, particularly crowded days, Christmas and Easter, they often relinquished their seats to a mother overloaded with children or a son coming with his elderly parents. One particularly cold day, as the president came in the back, he was met by an usher who didn't have on an overcoat. "Aren't you cold?" the president asked. And the young man said, "Oh, I'm fine." But before he could finish his sentence, the president whipped off his own coat and placed it around the gent's shoulders. And he walked into worship with a smile and without another word. George Bush loved our Lord and knew our Lord loved him. And it was that connection that birthed in the 41st president a desire to serve. A few years ago, the president and I discussed his deteriorating health. At the time, he didn't know how that struggle would end. And he put a question to me about as simply as anybody could. He said, "Well, what do you think heaven's like?" It was a confident statement, one that bespoke of a resolute faith. He didn't want to know if there was a heaven or whether he would be there when the end came. Instead, he just wanted to know what it was like. He was ready for heaven, and heaven was ready for him. My guess is that on December 30th, when the president arrived in heaven, that Barbara was standing there with her hands on her hips, saying, "What took you so long?" But then a big old Texas-sized hug